Hey,
And
in the morning, hello, whenever you see this, greetings. Tuesday, the 7th of November. Let me start off with this right away. So, RAF put this album out this year. It took us a long time, over 5 years, to finally get this done. This, our second album. Our first album only came out on cassette in 1986. No Salvation. Very, very proud of this album. We are nominated for Album of the Year here in my hometown. Unfortunately, on Sunday, the guitarist and my good friend Paul was in a motorcycle accident and broke his thumb and 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 ribs in his back. It's always something, it's always something. I think he's going to be all right. As far as playing guitar in the future after this broken thumb, that's going to be some rehab. Anyway, if you're even if you were considering buying this album, please do. What I'm saying is, I'm not looking to sell more copies of this as a fundraiser. I'm looking to encourage folks to buy a copy to help heal Paul's spirit. Paul Murky is his name, the leader of the band. The album has virtually stopped selling since we sold out of the maroon. This is my maroon copy. We sold all of these, but we have black vinyl RAF, and this album kicks ass. It would probably really be a real boost to his spirit if I could, call him and say, hey, record selling. He recorded and engineered the album as well as playing guitar and did a really just a bang up job. So I'll leave the link in the description box. Pick up a copy of the RAF album. It comes up again. RAF comes up again. What I have to say here. So yesterday, sticker that comes with the album. So yesterday, I've mentioned. This is my dear diary. I mentioned that I recently reconnected with an old friend, Everett. We went to high school together. We were good friends, and first person I lived with when I moved out from home. Moved out with he and his current girlfriend then became his first wife. Unfortunately, she's passed away. Anyway, Everett had moved to Ecuador. He's currently in town doing some stuff with his kids, and we got together yesterday. He came by yesterday. It was such a wonderful visit. I feel very blessed to have a lot of good, decent people in my life. Everett and I lost contact for a long time. And we've both been down different trajectories, but we've landed on our feet. Everett is a English professor, teaches at UNO here online, and does some other really cool work down in Ecuador and South America with helping. I was blown away by our a lot of our visit was just wow. Everett's done a lot with his life, trying to give back and nurture growth and education. It means a lot to me to have people like that in my life. What even blew me more away is now we share music, a love of music, and obviously I go deeper. We had a great conversation about it, but it really surprised me when he told me that I really like your RAF. I get that. He says, I get that. I get it. And so consequently, that we had such a deep, wonderful few hours together conversation. He wanted to know, because he don't know nothing about punk except what you see on TV. So he wanted to know what was it about. What was my attraction to it, and I explained to him it wasn't at all about style and fashion. It was about the the essence of the music, the anger, the expression of being outsiders, music from the streets. I also explained to him because we talked, we're proud black men. We are, and educated too. He's a very educated man. So we were talking about the black roots of a lot of art and just things that happen in life. How people of color are the scapegoats for the white, the historically white race that has the advantage. Okay, but in fact, people of color, black people, we've been at the head of the table for a lot of innovation and amazing things. And I explained to him, not bad brains necessarily, but I played this for him, or I showed it to him anyway. We talked about it, but I use this as an example to explain how the roots of what we call punk are very much black, as much as anybody else, But this is now my children. He didn't know anything about the bad brains, and you folks know this album is a classic. Original copy. Yes, I've seen the Bad Brains. Mind blowing. Amazing band. So I was in the studio yesterday after my visit, and so I'm working on tracks. Still glowing from the Steve Hackett experience. Yes, I see some people who in the comments saying that they're going to see him, and they're excited now. You ought to be. He is a great guitarist. He's got an amazing band, and he gives 110%, if not more. And the whole band does. It's just shit. So one thing that got played yesterday when I wasn't doing my usual morning routine of looking at the music news on different blogs and online magazines is I did a blind pull, and it was Vandergraaf Generator compilation 68 to 71. Peter Hamill, the leader of the band, just turned 75 a few days ago. Happy birthday, Peter. Never saw Vandergraaf, but I've seen Peter Hamill's solo, met him. I've told I've told the story about how his manager at the time was the same manager as Peter Gabriel, Gail Colson. I had a front row seat at the show in Kansas City. My friend Frank was teasing me about that in Des Moines, how so often at shows I'm the only black person, and then I'm like the raisin in the oatmeal. So it's like after the show, here comes this person up from behind stage, and it's her, and she comes right up to me, and she was real upfront. She said, "I have never seen a black person at a Peter Hamill show. I am intrigued, and I hope I don't offend you." She was very, very, very kind. I just want to know what's the attraction. And I'm glad to say I was able to tell her I'm a human being. Don't get fooled by the bullshit people tell you about just because of different color of skin. We're all human. I feel this music. This music is mine. I had my copy of Pawn Hearts by Vandergraaf, and she asked me if I wanted to have Peter sign it for me. Well, I said, of course I do. So she did that, brought it back out to me. But on my way out, I noticed a crowd in the back of the theater as we were heading to the car, and I said, "Oh, wait a minute." And so I headed back there, and sure enough, there's Peter Hamill back there in the alley, hanging out, talking to people. I had a copy of my Norman and the Rockwells 7-inch with me. I used to do that. I would take them just in case, and it's worked out. I gave a copy to Todd Rundgren, Laurie Anderson, Philip Glass, and Peter Hamill, as well as others. But Snakefinger. But Peter Hamill was nice. He diverted his conversation from other people to talk to me about the record, which was like, what? It was fantastic. So music is the universal language, and it's a healer. It can be a healer. It truly can. Music can heal. What's on your agenda today? What's on mine? Today, I need to clean my gutters. I'm going to be honest. Will I do it today? Maybe. You folks know how it is. You know, things that have to be done are the things that you least enjoy doing, or at least for me, some things are like that. And that's something I need to do. So I will. This I see. I don't know if Everett will see this because he's like I said, he's not at home. He's, here in town. Probably won't see the video, but I got this gift from him through Bandcamp. He was telling me about this guitarist named Tori Slusher. And as much as I hear about a lot of stuff, of course I can't hear about everything. So he sent me a download. I'll be checking that out here after I get off here. And of course I'm going to be checking out the news. I'll say this much. I really hate politics and pretty much all politicians. They're fakers. Their focus is not on providing service for the people. Over and over again, we see the game, personal enrichment, focus on dollars, power. We're daily being traumatized by the headline in the news being the war in Gaza, like American people need to be told hourly about the bloodshed. We can't do anything, so the hyper focus on it, the only thing I can figure is because America's making money, blood money. This country doesn't care about its own citizens. They don't care about people in Israel or Gaza. And constantly running that story about the bloodshed, and Gaza is a graveyard for children. It's disgusting. And I'm speaking out because it hurts my heart, because I see that there is no solution. It's not going to stop. No one's going to do the right thing. We don't have good leaders. We don't have a benefactor. We don't have a savior. So I like to look at the news. I'm fascinated with the mess that's happening with, Dumpy Trumpy, of course, because that's another travesty. It's like, man, so much greed, hate, and racism behind that man being in the position that he's in. It's disgusting. So there I've had it. There I've said my piece about current events. If you don't like it, don't bother me. Yeah. If you don't like it, just don't bother me. I don't care what you think, okay? Honestly. I care if you're a decent, loving person who wants to be a part of the solution. I don't care if you want to argue and say this and try to defend negative, horrible behavior, which is mostly what we're experiencing through politics. I don't care if you want to defend that stuff. You're wrong. To me, anyway. Okay. Be kind in your comments, okay? Remember, I haven't done anything to you. I do this on purpose because we live in such a wild, shitty world right now where people treat each other so bad and so thoughtlessly. I'm not having it, okay? We can do better, and we need to. And I'd like to be one of the voices that encourages, hey, folks, our ass is hanging out. We've got to do better. We've got to do better for our own sake and for the sake of our brothers and sisters, including all the brothers and sisters in the world that we don't recognize are part of our family. Okay, that's what I got to say. Have a good day. Family, you know I love you. Take care. Leave your thoughts. Be kind. Don't be immature and foolish.